So a lot of you guys are doing challenges, and a couple of days ago, I asked you guys what you wanted to see next, and as you can see, 73 of you guys voted, and B was the thing that most of you guys chose. You guys wanted to see an entire paid ad strategy for an upcoming 5-day challenge, and so I thought that I would actually go over this strategy document that we just did a couple of weeks ago with one of our Lean on Laurel clients, and I just thought I would share this live. So here we go. I do have a bonus. So throughout this entire thing, I will have links and resources to other workshops that I'm going to reference so that you have everything that you need. So if you want the bonus, okay, if you want the bonus, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to my profile, which is facebook.com/The Laurel Show, okay? And you are going to want to drop a bonus right here in the comments, okay? This is the post. If you're currently running a challenge, I'm about to go live on YouTube, okay? So once you watch this training, if you want this resource sheet that I'm going to show you guys, go ahead and drop a bonus right there in that post, okay? So we are going to get started, and I'm going to show you guys how I was able to help a Lean on Laurel student make $130,000 for a recent challenge launch, and we liquidated her entire ad spend. So right now you're probably like, what the heck is Lean on Laurel? Well, Lean on Laurel is something that we've been beta testing since about September. And I saw that there was a need to kind of create a hybrid between my agency and my premium program, because I was seeing that so many students are so freaking good at content. Once I teach them the right frameworks, getting to the ads manager can be a little crippling. And so I actually take the burden of the ads manager off of my students' hands for the first 30 days so that they can get the rhythm of creating the content, knowing exactly what they needed to do. Because I was like, okay, we're going to launch this first. Go do these things for me. I put them in the ads manager. So by the end of the 30 days, they have the skeleton of the entire ad strategy already in there, so that as they go through the program and we need to tweak things, they can do it because I've already done the work. And so Lean on Laurel comes with 14 calls a month. So there's plenty of one-on-one time for everyone. We've got copy calls. I actually have my industry copywriter in the program that's helping students with their landing page copy, their sales page copy, email copy, lots of cool stuff. We've worked really hard to put a really robust program into the hands of people who I know need it. If you are a lifestylepreneur and you want to bring in more clients and you're not looking to build this huge company, you just want to consistently bring in leads every month, then talk to me about Lean on Laurel, because I think if you're a lifestylepreneur and you are selling over the phone and you have a high ticket offer, the program's going to be perfect for you. So I know a lot of you guys were going to ask that as soon as I said, what is the heck is LOL? Lean on Laurel. So the first thing that we have to do, and this is where a lot of people make the mistake. A lot of people execute first, okay? And I'll give you an example. How many of you guys have ever been in a high ticket program and they teach you this very specific funnel and they teach you this very specific ad strategy? That is an example of starting at where you should be doing last, okay? A lot of times people aren't taking the time to actually go through the proper framework in order to get the best results. And I'm going to teach you guys that today. No charge, on the house. Put your wallets away. I have nothing to sell you today. So my mentor actually taught me this framework, and ever since I started implementing this in everything that I do, doesn't matter, it gets me better and faster results. And he calls it the case. And the first thing we have to do is collect, then we audit, then we strategize, and then we execute, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do with any client who comes in is I'm going to collect their data. What do we have to work with? So on the intake call, this particular client told me that she had a $100,000 goal with this launch. She had an audience that is not very sophisticated. She teaches people how to put together a course, an online course. And her audience is pretty new. They're not sophisticated. They haven't ever put together a course. They're just now learning the skill of moving their business online. So they're very new. These are experts, and they're just not very sophisticated. And a lot of times when we join these big box courses, someone's going to say, well, you should run a webinar to that, or you should do this, or you should do that. Whereas I like to figure out, okay, where's this person at right now? Who's her audience, before figuring out the vehicle that we're going to deliver the content. And because her audience isn't very sophisticated, they don't know who she is, they don't know what they're doing when it comes to putting together a course, there's going to be a lot of education involved. Okay. So when there's a lot of education involved, we want to make sure that they're spending a good amount of time with us. And so the best way for us to spend time with our ideal audience is during a challenge. Okay. And I'm going to show you how we actually did that challenge, because we did it a little bit different than what a lot of other people do. Okay. So her audience, not very sophisticated. They're going to need the education. She has a fairly warm audience, but not very big, but she's got a good size audience. And she's got a few pieces of content that we could use to nurture. She's not big into doing content, which we're going to change, but that's for later. She doesn't have an email list yet, and it's really super important for her to liquidate the ad spend. It's also important for me to know that she did work with another agency and she didn't get anywhere near the goal. And the agency told her that she needed more ad spend to hit her goal. And one of the things that she told me is she needs to make this work with a $2,500 budget, because the back end offer that she's going to sell during this challenge has a lot of overhead. So we're going to have to make stuff happen. And the next part, and it's not really a surprise that she worked with an agency and she didn't really hit anywhere near her goal. More than likely, the agency probably executed and didn't really collect and audit and strategize. And there are some agencies that are really good at this process, but there are a ton of people who don't understand the process that it takes in order to create a funnel that's actually going to be profitable. Okay. So I've collected all of her data. Okay. So now what are we going to do with it? So now we're going to audit. Okay. What can we do with $2,500? The other agency told her that she wouldn't have enough ad spend to get her results. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to blow this up to make sure that you guys can see it. So what can we do with $2,500? And by the way, these are some of the resources that I told you I was going to give away with this. So if you go here to this post and comment bonus, you're going to get this sheet that's going to have all the resources. Okay. So if we blow this up just a little bit, you can see that I put into this calculator $2,500. She's got a $6,000 back end offer. Now, she's targeting newbies in the online coaching space, highly saturated. So we're going to have to do a lot of hard work in order to get those people's attention. And so I always put in worst case scenario. Let's say 2% of the people who come into the challenge are going to buy. So you can see by putting in $2,500, putting her average CPL being $10. Okay. And worst case scenario, only 2% of the people who buy, but it's a challenge. I'm expecting more than 2% of the people to buy. Now, another thing to note here is that this strategy, if she continues to do challenge after challenge after challenge, the ad spend that she's going to be investing for every challenge is going to compound. And that's how we're going to actually lower her ad spend and increase her profits later on in the next year, because this is only her first time doing this the proper way. And this is going to compound. Her next $2,500 for next challenge is going to go so much further, because she's already going to have leads on her list that are going to convert later. Okay. So that's super important for you guys to understand, because if we look at this, right, the results breakdown, if we're paying $10 a lead with $2,500 in ad spend, that's going to bring in in gross about $30,000 in net profit of $27,500. Okay. So that's pretty good, right? She's going to be able to walk away, but her goal is $100,000. So we have to do better than this, but at least now we have a worst case scenario, whereas we know that we need to get either one, liquidate her ad spend so that she can make $30,000, but we have to 3x the amount of conversions that she's going to get if we're going to make this work. Okay. So the way that we strategized, okay, because if I collected the data, she doesn't have much that we can use. She doesn't have a big warm audience. So we're going to have to go balls to the wall and dial in a cold traffic. Okay. So this is the funnel that we built for her. An opt-in landing page. So when people put in their name and email, right, they're going to sign up. It's going to take them to a thank you page that has a $20 upsell for a template. Now, liquidating ad spend for something like this isn't very easy, but I have seen some of the best offers convert when they are some type of swipe file, because that is going to collapse time for people who are going through the challenge, because she's literally going to give them the course templates and the slides and everything for only $20. That is an irresistible upsell into a free offer. So that's what we're doing. Opt in and then thank you page. Very simple. She has a pop-up sign up. So on her landing page, there's a button. And then it comes, the pop-up, they put their name and email in, and then it goes to a thank you page with a video of her telling them to grab the upsell for the swipe files. And she actually has them. She had them like in the video saying, hey, look, we're going to give you all of this stuff so that during the challenge, you won't have to pause the video and go back and do all that stuff. We're going to give you the stuff for free. I mean, for $20. But if they don't want to buy it, then they're going to have to do a little bit more work, and, it's going to take a little longer. So whenever I built her audience, I'm going to give you guys a resource here, because this YouTube video walks through the exact audience I used, and it's got an audience resource. So again, if you want all of the resources that I'm doing in this video, go to this post on my Facebook profile, okay? Facebook.com/Laurel Show, and write bonus in there, okay? So the next thing that we needed to do is execute, okay? Now, this is how we set up the strategy. We call it the 5x3. And that means 5 ad sets, 3 ads at $10 a day per ad set. So a 5x3 campaign is going to cost us $50 a day. And this is how the campaign is set up. Let me actually make this a little smaller. So it's one campaign. We've got ad set number 1, ad set number 2, ad set number 3, and so forth. And we have the same 3 ads in every single ad set, okay? So the first ad is a what's working now. The script template is super simple. It's what is your audience doing right now that's not working? And then you educate them on why that's not working and why your way will allow them to actually get the results that they want. A power nugget is a 60 to 90 second piece of valuable content. And I'll give you an example. So inside her 5-day challenge, the first day, they're working on pulling out what is their expertise and like what is their course going to be centered around. And so if she was doing a power nugget, she might talk about her framework as to how she teaches her students on how to pick their course topic. And so she would do 60, 90 seconds, a very overview of her framework that she uses. And then she would just click the link below, join me on my 5-day challenge, and I'm going to show you the rest in detail, blah, 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 blah. So a power nugget is just a piece of valuable information that you pull out of your challenge so that you can say, okay, this is the overview, but inside the challenge, we're going to dig deeper. We're going to go deeper. So, and then the elevator pitch, it is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to invite you to a 5-day challenge where I'm going to help you do X, Y, and Z. Here's why you should listen to me. Here's what you could expect. Join us. Okay. But again, what I'm going to do I'm going to add a bonus again. So if you go under this post right here and type in bonus, I will throw in the script templates for these ads. Okay. So the next thing that we have to do is we have to optimize those ads. Okay. Now, these are numbers that a lot of people don't get familiar with inside the ads manager. Okay. If you go to performance and clicks, you're going to see something that's called optimize. Okay. And I know what you guys are thinking right now, because I'm seeing here, they want to see what the results were. I'm getting to that. I'm going to show you guys the results and how that actually broke down and what actually happened. Okay. So while we were optimizing her campaign, and I have I have the troubleshooting with my Lean on Laurel students. I'm actually going to throw this as a bonus. Got lots of bonuses today. That's going to actually show you how I actually optimize all of this. So we're starting off with $50 a day, but that doesn't mean throughout the entire time we're going to be running ads at $50 a day, because some of these ads are not going to work and we're going to pull them out. We're going to turn them off. Okay. So that's how we optimize. And so we want to make sure that all of these ad sets are producing leads under $10. Okay. Now, if you're getting leads and they're over $10, that's where we have to go back and optimize. If our lead costs are too high, that means we need to optimize our CTR all, meaning get more people to stop the scroll, or we need to get more people to read the ad copy. If your CTR all is not 3% or more, that's where you start. If your lead costs are high and your CTR all is below 3%, that is where you need to start. Okay. Let's say your lead costs are high, your CTR all is 3% or above, and your CTR link click-through is less than 1%, that's where you need to start, okay? If your CTR all and your link click-throughs are above 3% and 1%, and your cost per lead is still high, then we need to kind of take a look at your landing page, okay? So that's kind of a quick overview of what I wanted to show you guys, like that process, because that is super, super important. A lot of people do not take the time to learn this stuff. And of course, I'm giving you guys the bonus of the actual way that I optimize with my Lean on Laurel students. That's one of our workshops that we did together. So that'll give you a lot of clarity on how to make sure that this campaign is fully optimized. Okay. So let's take a look at the results. Okay. So remember, this is what her landing page looked like. Her opt-in page, her funnel. Let me grab some water. Whew. I've been talking a lot. So this is what her funnel looked like. She had an opt-in page. They clicked the button on the opt-in page, a pop-up for them to put their name and email, and then a simple thank you page that had a video with her $20 upsell. Okay. Very simple funnel, 3 steps. We had a $2,500 budget. Okay. This is how it turned out. We had 323 opt-ins at $7.73 on average. She had some ad sets that were performing at $2. She had some of them that were performing at $9. But remember, we just needed her average cost per CPL to be $10 or less. Okay. That's all we needed. We knew that we were going to be profitable if we can keep our leads cost under $10. Well, we did better, right? Because the average was about $7.73. We had 121 people that took the upsell, bringing her in $2,420. Okay. We liquidated her ad spend because we didn't quite make it to $2,500. We broke even pretty much. Okay. Now, you guys are probably like, okay, how did she actually sell people into, did she get her 2%? Okay. Here's what we decided to do mid-challenge. Because of days 1 and 2, people were asking for hands-on help. So this is what she did. On days 3 to 5 of the challenge, she offered a $97 live event where they would check work and get them the tools that they needed. Okay. She sold 48 seats, giving her $4,656. On that $97 live event, she sold 21 of her 6K offer for done for you. So what she is, total transparency. She's got a ClickFunnels account, and she literally just shared her ClickFunnels affiliate link, and they were able to bring in the membership site. So her team had already done the work for her course, and so she's just turning around and selling it. She's leveraging what she's already done. But there's the math. Like, we liquidated her ad spend. We got them into an upsell, $97. Now, we weren't sure that we were going to do that. We didn't even know that. Like, once we started seeing the numbers coming in and the amount of people that were taking the upsell, she showed up live for her challenge. And then from days 3 to 5, she was like, you know what? On Friday, I forget if it was Friday or Thursday, she was like, because I think she started her challenge on a Saturday morning. And she was like, okay, on Thursday or Friday, I forget again. This is a couple of weeks ago. She was like, we're going to have an implementation session, and we're going to be on hand to check your work and give you the frameworks of how to implement this tool. And she gave them her, I don't even have her ClickFunnels affiliate in here. She made more money. She made some money on her ClickFunnels affiliate, because ClickFunnels is like, I think like $97 a month or something like that. So, but this is where the magic happened, was here's what she did really well. And this is where we have to learn how to be quick on our feet. On days number 2, after, talking with people and seeing the need that they needed more help implementing, she just created this $97 live event on the spot. Like it was so funny, because her team was like, oh my God, way to go, like giving us more work, but it paid off. Right? She sold 48 people out of the people who showed up. That's one thing I forgot to get the number for her. I'm not sure how, out of the 323 people who showed up, but it had to be decent that she sold 48 seats into the $97 offer. And then during that live, she was like, look, I've got this. My team will build out. All you have to do is give me the content. We'll plug it in for you. And a lot of people were like, yes, done. So one of the things that I want to wrap up with here is that this offer and this funnel worked really well because of a collaboration. And that's where a lot of agencies fall short. They just want to, put your ad strategy together and then execute it on their own. Whereas my student and I collaborated on this. And this was a true team effort. And so there's no way that, this could have been done on her own. Like, it was super important that we knew her audience, right? They are not very sophisticated. Like, this would not have worked as well with a webinar, hands down. There's no way. Because her audience was willing to pay for her help to execute this. And the numbers definitely show that. So that's one of the things that I want you guys to understand, is that, a lot of people, you guys are being sold on, all of these big box coaching programs, and they're saying the webinar is the only way. A challenge is the only way. A low ticket offer is the only way. Like, there is no only way. It all depends on all of these different scenarios. How does your audience, are they sophisticated? Are they not sophisticated? How much budget do you have? I'm convinced there's no way that she would have been able to sell this with a webinar. That her audience wasn't sophisticated enough to really take the time, because she really needed to do some hand-holding. But in the end, it paid off. It paid off. $130K for this launch, and we're already working on the next one. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of that. Hopefully you guys are starting to, I want to keep going live with these videos and with these real strategies, because I don't think people understand the work and the effort that goes into really building a profitable strategy. And we always have to remember too, is that just because we do one launch and it doesn't exactly hit our goals, we have to know with the understanding that it's going to compound. Okay. Like she might spend $2,500, every launch for the next, 3 launches. But if we look at the numbers, and if she's getting, in at $7 a lead, right? That's going to increase the amount of leads that are coming in if it goes down to 7, right? So that's why it's super important to always be tracking the numbers and plugging those black holes. Like, think about this. She was able to see the black hole once she got to her challenge. She immediately plugged that black hole, right? Because she could have just easily went the 5 days and tried to upsell them to the $6,000 program, but she was smart and she was like, you know what? These people need my help, and I'm going to create an offer on the fly in order to serve them better and get them to that next step. And so I want to commend my client because that's a really good coach. Okay. And so in order to make these things work, you have to be good on your feet. You have to be able to, readjust. Whenever a student throws something at you, you have to be able to adjust in order to help them better. We can't just come there and say, you have to do it this way, because marketing strategies don't work that way. So hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this. If you guys are interested in me helping you, being your partner throughout this collaborative whole funnel, reach out. I would be more than happy to jam with you on Lean on Laurel. And as I said, if you guys want the bonus, go to this Facebook post and type in bonus, and I will send you this sheet that I used here in this training today that's got all of the links to all of the cool tools and everything that I used with my Lean on Laurel students to execute this strategy. I'll see you guys later.